Did you watch Rocky Rani? What did you think?
Yes, of course, I watched it. I love watching every film of my father's and mother's and the family.
Right. Was there ever a time where you thought that I shouldn't have taken a break? I could have done one film here and there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. Yeah,
Deols are not really good at publicity.
yeah, I agree.
We were all very happy to see you and Sunny together. Did you, firstly, I wanted to ask you, did you think it will become a big deal?
It was just very organic. I mean, see, we have a very private family life and we respect that. Hi, this is Esha Deol and you're watching my interview on Bollywood Hungama.
Esha, welcome to Bollywood Hungama. I'm seeing you after a good 20 years.
Yes.
Do you remember the time when we were young reporters? You were a young actor yourself, 18, 19 something, and we used to come regularly on your sets.
Yes, I remember seeing you back there and you look the same even now.
Thank you, but so do you.
And I must say, all the reporters from that time are the only ones who pronounce my name correctly.
Yeah,
like you just said it so well. It makes me feel so good.
Right. So yeah, there was, people should know that there was a time when a bunch of reporters, there was only print at that time, would be called for a Maurat shot. Now, none of that happens. We miss that immensely. So do you miss that?
I mean, that time there was like, the Muhurat shot and everyone would be there and, it was like such a big celebration then the premieres. Of course, I mean, that was a different time and the charm was something else and I'm glad I was there at that time to enjoy the rawness back then,
that rawness is completely missing now. Now you see, like the whole ball game has changed. There's social media, there's websites, there's so much. If given a choice, would you like to start at this time or you're glad you started at that time?
No, I'm glad I started then. I am very glad I started then. Because of that, I'm able to be what I am today, Otherwise, I would be a newcomer now. And knowing me, I mean, it took me a while to warm up to social media and the way things, people function today. So now I'm very settled in it.
Right. It took you a while to warm up to us
also. I'm always been like that,
Yeah, that's true.
Nothing... just
that's
I don't know.
Right.
That's how I am.
No, that's what we absolutely always loved about you also. You had releases back to back with Hrithik, with everyone, whoever, y'all were the people making the mainstream movies at that time. What I want to ask you, Esha, is that what decision is it to be right on top, doing all the big films and then saying, okay, I'm going to take a back seat, I'm going to take care of family or whatever decision you took. What is that decision? What that you took?
I think it's just, doing it from the age of 18.
Right.
Okay. It's like that's the only thing And then there's an age where there is something that takes over, certain feelings, certain emotions, certain different kind of excitement, which I never could experience working 24/7 almost, So then I think love happened.
Yeah, nice.
And I felt it was a nice time to settle down because I definitely wanted to embrace motherhood, have a family of my own, have my own babies. So that's what I've got from there,
Right.
And it's nice to be back.
But, was there ever a time where you thought that I shouldn't have taken a break? I could have done one film here and there.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. Deep down,
right? But what you get, the love of family. There's nothing about that.
That was just so new for me and enjoying the whole phase of that. And I did do roadies and a couple of short films and all, but in a span of a long time, and wrote a book.
Right.
But that creativity always stayed in, and there was that urge to. Sometimes where you belong and you miss it and I'm back to where I belong now.
Right, now you are.
And I feel complete.
Right. What did mom say? What did your sister say? Like, would they say, go do a film, or would they say, just chill and just be yourself?
No, they are not. See, for them, what is more important is to see me happy. Anyone, even I would want that for my mother or my sister and my daughters today, But yeah, there was always that. My mom would always say one thing which I totally agree with. Not just for me, but any girl who settles down and all. And if you have a passion and you have a career, try and maintain it, because that is your identity. That is who you were first. And I think it's so important to have that as your own.
As your own. Yeah, and no, glad what you've come back with is quite amazing. This is, so we'll discuss that also. But we have to discuss that you're back on social media. You were, Gadar released and you had a screening, but that exploded on social media. And even I was, to be honest, I was also watching, and we were all very happy. It just comes out of the place of love that wow, to see you and Sunny together. And did you, firstly, I wanted to ask you, did you think it will become a big deal? That you'll be explaining interview after interview?
It was just very organic. I mean, see, we have a very private family life, and we respect that. This just happened very organically, but it was very overwhelming to see everyone's reaction to that moment.
Right. That, where do you think that so much attention comes from? Is everyone loves Deols. There's no this. We saw when Gadar released how the industry came out and supported the family. Clearly, there's a lot of love. Do you think this comes from just a place of love that people saw all together and be like, wow,
this comes from my father.
This comes from your father.
Yeah, it's his aura, his persona, and we are his seeds. So we are just taking it forward, and the public who has that for him gives it to us.
Right. Yeah.
I think it's that.
It is that. Like he is killing it on Instagram. He's there.
He's very good on Instagram.
We love him. He's amazing on Instagram. At press conferences, he's the charmer in the room. Like, there are all these stars in the room, and someone asked him that, someone asked him about the kissing scene, and he said, "Ye to mere baएं haath ka kiss."
Yeah.
Has he always been this man?
He's always been very romantic. He's a romantic by heart, whether it's his shero shairis, and just he's someone who's forever a romantic. And I don't see an age limit to be romantic.
Right, yeah.
And that it shows on that in that film.
Did you watch Rocky Rani? What did you think?
Yes, of course I watched it. I love watching every film of my father's and mother's and the family. Right. But yeah, this was a very emotional feeling also because of certain scenes that were there. It was a little difficult to watch, but I mean, overall you watch it as...
Yeah, difficult to watch because you are an emotional person also.
I am also an emotional person. We all are in our family. We are very, very emotional.
Right. Even your sister, everybody.
Oh, very. She's to after Papa, it's her rank.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How nice. And so is Sunny, and so is like, my God, absolutely emotional.
I think my mom and me are little back. In that race.
Do you think, like the kind of love that this family has got for all different reasons? You for Ek Duaa, Sunny for Gadar, your dad for Rocky Rani, everybody suddenly in mainstream. Do you think Deols are not really good at publicity?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't know the reason why, but most of us turned out that way.
Shy?
More than shy, I don't know what it is. I think our nature is a bit reserved.
Reserved, right.
It is little more on the more reserved, private side.
And do you now, like, now that you see what you see social media?
Sometimes I don't understand that you're supposed to do certain things to be seen. I can't digest it.
Like, it won't come naturally to you to just post on Instagram your cup of coffee.
No. And when I do it once in a blue moon, I laugh at myself. Ki ye kya dala hai? If it's something meaningful, something natural, then it's nice to put, why not?
But you also do understand that it's now a requirement of this industry.
Yeah.
So now that you're getting back, do you see that little bit of change that you're doing? You are doing mainstream good interviews. I've been watching. You've been speaking amazingly.
Thank you.
So do you think that there'll be some change of this?
Of course, there is a change, and I think the people around me, my team, they are the reason behind it. They really make me understand the dynamics of everything that is needed today and ease me into it, and that's why I love them for it.
Nice. Do you think that the media makes out too much of every, suppose they see you and Sunny together. Did we make too much out of it? Then we didn't see you at the Gadar party. Did we make too much out of it? Do you think?
No, I don't think more than the media. I think the media knows what the public will like.
Right.
So they just cater to
An audience.
And I think they are just doing what
their job.
their job is. So I don't ever take it to my heart. If anything comes out, I take it with a pinch of salt.
Right. But yeah, exactly. What I was going to ask you is, does it bother you? Because, this is directly about your family, like your rapport with Sunny.
I mean, it's something that I'm always aware of.
Yeah,
That, yes, we are spoken of, and there are certain things that we can talk about or can be like, and there are certain things we don't want to and we will not.
Right.
No matter how much we are coaxed.
Anyone tries. Right. But would you have, like, you want to be not talked about? Is that also like you'd like leave our personal space alone?
Somewhere that leave our personal space is something that I will go for, but it's not possible. This is something that you're part of this industry, and there is certain things that attract people, interests people. So though it's not a part of your film or some work that you're doing, it's your personal life, but that comes with the baggage of being an actor.
Right. The great thing about this whole episode is that none of this was planned. It was not a PR stunt. It came out on its own. But the thing is, all eyes are obviously on you guys. Do you see? Do you really want to like explain to people that why should one be left alone and their personal space? When you're doing a movie, you're talking about it. But at least when it comes to your relationship with your brother, father, everyone, that is a space we should maybe not enter.
I don't have anything to say about it because there's no point in saying anything.
It won't make a difference.
It won't make a difference.
Right. Now you decided to back Ek Duaa, which is a very different story. You were a mainstream, absolute mainstream films you did, mainstream actor, your family is mainstream, none of them, they've done a lot of films, a lot of body of work, but a lot of us didn't expect you to invest in this project. Is that the reaction you get?
I do, but I don't think a lot of people know me for the person I've probably evolved into today,
Right.
There's so much change that is constant in every human being's life, and so many experiences happen and you grow with it, you embrace it. Saying that, I'm someone who's always been very influenced by a female energy around me, whether it was my growing up years with my grandmom, grandaunt, mother, aunt, all very solid working women. Very strong personalities. I have a sister. I have 2 daughters. And this is something that I've always felt, because when we were younger, we would also dance and perform an item, which we still do, which is to do with
an art,
a topic like this,
Right. Okay.
And then when the script was narrated to me to, act in, I got very emotional. I cried. When I heard it, and I said, if I'm hearing this, then this is something that I want to contribute to a cause or such a big issue like this in a small way, and a medium of films is the best medium that I could tap into being an actor. So I went ahead and produced it and acted in it, and felt every moment of doing that role.
Wow.
And it is just a small contribution to something so big, where if people watching it, if it's going to change their mind in some way, why not?
Right. Absolutely. You did it absolutely for the right reasons.
I did it for that. I didn't see commercial hai, for me, I think from my heart. Matlab, I think I function from my heart. And I just wanted to make it.
Right. At the end of the day, it's business. Firstly, when you decided to back it as a producer also, who do you ask in your family? Would you ask your mom, or did you ask anyone?
No one knew I was doing all that. I'm a very hush-hush kind of person.
Let's do it.
I've always been very hush-hush. It's just when it's in a phase where it's, ready to be spoken about or something, then I talk and share.
Then you talk and share. And
I'm very deep. I like to take my own decisions. I like to ponder. I don't like too many suggestions, because I feel if you are getting that feeling from within, it's something that that should be done.
should
Then
be
you see whether it's right or wrong. Then it's
Correct.
up to you.
Correct. Why produce it? Basically, production is always a money-making thing.
Yeah.
Commerce, business, at least return should come. This came into great news because of the national award
Absolutely.
mention. But had that not happened,
Yeah.
a lot of people would have not known about this. So great that thing happened.
Yeah, but I didn't look at it as a money-making thing for me. It was honestly just, I never thought I would become a producer.
Yeah.
It is the script and this film that turned me into a producer.
Nice, yeah.
And I enjoyed it. And I feel that making something meaningful and something which has a good message is something that I would like to do in the future also.
Right, right. No, that's a great cause. What you did is absolutely amazing by backing this. And someone like, an unpopular name like you backing it gets it into the mainstream. So even if 20 more people watch it, it's just great.
And in fact, see, our film went on to win a lot of international festival awards and lots of them, which was appreciated internationally in a big way, And then for a film like this, with a topic like this, to reach our national level, that kind of a prestige is for me the most overwhelming feeling and makes me feel I've done something right because it's in our country, and then comes the national award, which is the biggest.
Right.
So I really feel I did something right.
Why did you hear about the national award? Where were you? Who called you? Who told you?
I don't see my phone too often, and I was just sort of in the middle of my meditation, to be honest. And I got done with it and I came out and I saw my phone. And there were a lot of messages and one was of Ram's. And I just saw the messages and I'm like, okay.
Wow.
And then the first person I called up was Ram Kamal.
Yeah.
He's the director. He's the one who, we have combinedly done this together.
Right.
And we both had a video call and he was in Calcutta on the street somewhere getting all emotional and all that. And it was a beautiful moment we shared.
Right. You also did this because it's Ram, like, you all know, as a family, you all know him so well.
Yeah.
You all have a rapport with him.
Yeah.
It's a cause that had to be in a trustworthy hand.
Yeah, and I had done Cakewalk with him earlier, which was again a very female sort of lovely character to play with a good message again. That was a short film.
Right.
Now my Ek Duaa is not a full-length film, nor is it a short film.
Right.
It's in between. I don't know how we managed to pull that one off, but we didn't want to stretch the story either. So yes, he is someone who I had in fact told him that Cakewalk he should direct because he's very creative and he has a good vision and he's you sometimes being in the industry for so many years, you know that this person has that something is there,
Right.
And of course I trusted him with it.
Yeah. Also, so you are a very impulsive person who decided, I'm doing this, I'm producing this and everything, and you didn't
I'm
tell
an impulsive
anyone.
person, yes.
And you didn't tell anyone. When you did decide, like I can imagine there must be some reaction when the family gets to know that Esha is producing a film. What was that reaction?
They were all very worried. Why this, that, how it is. So then I said, just let me do it for what I want to do.
Sure.
That was.
And when they heard about the national award, then what was the reaction?
Then, I mean, then it's all good in the hood.
Right.
Then of course, I mean, my parents' blessings are the most important factor for me. And that's what I got when they got to know about this.
What would Dharamji say when he hears you getting a national
He
award?
gets emotional, no? He gets
so
emotional. For me, when he just puts his hand on my back and taps it, is like a...
Heaven.
Yeah, it's heaven.
Absolutely. Now that you're back in the news, I can see now you've started a little bit enjoying these things.
Yeah.
Do we expect you to continue to be here and continue to meet people like us?
Absolutely. Why not? I'm here for that. I'm here to do good work.
Right.
Enjoy what I'm doing and feel a creative satisfaction.
Right.
I want that satisfaction to hit the right spot.
Yeah. Very good films are being made. Good content is being made. OTTs, like really, like for the creative people, they say, good writers have got a chance.
Correct.
What will it take for Esha for come back and say yes to projects? What are you looking for at this stage of your life?
Well, definitely something that's, like I said, something that should, first of all, resonate and, sort of make me feel right about what I'm doing. over the years, our sensibilities, our choices changed. We evolve, we mature. Maybe what I did in my 20s, I will not enjoy doing as much as I would do now. Not that I don't want to do a comedy, commercial, fun
you
film.
like to do that.
Definitely, that's still part of somewhere in my
Checklist,
heart.
right.
But I did Rudra, I
Yeah,
did
you did Rudra.
Hunter. Hunter again was a very strong character to play. I've just finished a film called Main
Right.
with Amit Saad.
Right.
So these are nice stories. There's a nice important message that comes out of them, not being too preachy. At the same time, there is that commercial undercurrent that's
Right.
there throughout, So yeah, I mean, I'm listening to some good scripts. I'm glad that good stuff is coming my way. I'm really thankful for
Right.
people to wake up and take notice of me again and give me good work.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Do you see more offers since this OTT boom has happened? Do you see a lot more people?
Of course, there's so many more, and there's so many more coming. A lot of my friends are all back, and I'm so happy that at a time like this, we've all got a similar phase starting.
Your generation was different. I mean, our generation was different. Basically, you worked and you became famous. Today it's ulta. They become famous on Instagram and all, and then they're looking for work. That's a very tricky place.
Correct.
They have millions of followers on Instagram, but they don't know what to do next. Are you glad that this is not?
No, see, there are stars today who are social media stars.
Right. But they all want to be actors.
They want to be actors. What I am thankful for was that we didn't have this, so we were able to reach the masses.
Yeah.
With every film of mine, we went into the core, the pinned, the everywhere we reached, and we still remain there. So that is something that I'm glad we all did.
That's a huge advantage.
Very big.
Right. I recently interviewed Hrithik and he told me something very interesting. He said back when he was doing one film after the other and there was a patch after Kaho Na Pyara where films didn't work. Like he did many and they didn't work. He said, my dad said, film to karni hai. So I kept signing and like Subhash Ghai will come, unki bhi film karni hai. You just were like a machine, you are working non-stop. Did you see that as well? Ki you just have to sign one after the other to continue to work. Did you do films which you didn't particularly agree with?
Yeah, it was literally like ghode pe sawar and niklo,
Yeah.
And it was coming like that, and it's very, and then at that age now, it's also like it's a different feeling altogether, and it's very nice to experience it also. One should experience that also, because without experiencing that, you'll not know what this is.
Today, when you see, now we can all look in hindsight, would you have done things differently at the start of your career?
Anyone would give that as a yes, because that's an age where you're restless, you're reckless, you're naive, you're, just raring to go, and you do these impulsive things.
Right.
But I think I'm glad I did those things because, I loved it.
You loved it. And also the rapport that you all made at that time with actors and your co-stars, it's still intact. Are you all still in touch?
Yeah, some of us are in touch. Some of us are very much in touch.
Right. I know you're a private person, but I want to ask you about motherhood. What is that like for you?
I think it's a completely one of the most beautiful experiences any woman
should have
go through and would experience, and I highly recommend it. And for me, it's changed me completely as a person. I'm thankful to both my daughters for choosing me as their mama.
How sweet, how sweet. The thing is, do we change and value our mothers more when we become parents?
I mean, I've always loved and valued my mother from forever, but there is a different understanding.
Right.
Because what happens is sometimes when our kids do certain things, then it takes me back to that age of mine, and I remember doing something similar, and then I think, oh, my mother must have felt like that.
Yeah. Were you an easy kid for your mom to handle?
I think ask her that question.
Okay,
I was not an easy kid to lift. I was very heavy. Yeah.
No, okay, between you and your sister, who was the easy kid for mom to handle?
See, initially, Anna was easy.
Yeah.
In the initial years, I was not very easy.
Okay,
But
so-
later on, I was easier, I feel. Because somewhere I was on my own working and this and that. And then Anna was a little difficult, I think.
Good, I'll check with her also.
Ask her. I
Ask her.
mean, they know. Hi, this is Esha Deol, and you're watching my interview on Bollywood Hungama.